Hello, farmers, and welcome to another episode of the harvest season. My name is Al,
My name is Kevin.
and we're here today to talk about Artemis 2,
Oh,
space and the moon.
space
No, we're not. We're not. We're here today to talk about
could
Cottage Core
be.
games. We could be, maybe.
We
Uh,
might. We might be closer than you think.
have you been following any of the Artemis stuff?
Um, I Outlook is extending its mayhem into space. The plumbing doesn't work or something. I don't know. I've caught
Oh
glimpses
no,
here or there. I
they
haven't
fixed the
followed through.
plumbing. They fixed the
They
plumbing.
fix the plumbing, but not the Outlook.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about this episode. We're going to talk about I've titled it Pokopia Personality, in so much as obviously a lot of the Pokemon have personalities, and I thought it might be
hmm
interesting to talk about the different ones that particularly Kevin
Yeah.
likes, because I know that
Yes.
Kevin has a lot of opinions on these things,
Yep.
and I
Pokopia
have
is my personality.
I have certainly enjoyed some of the personalities. I don't like people in general, and so I'm obviously a lot of the Pokemon will probably just rub me up the wrong way because they're talking to me. Um, but we will talk about that as well. So we're going to talk about that. Before that, we have some news. First of all, Kevin, what have you been up to?
Take a wild guess. I've been playing
Okay,
Pokopia
Kevin, what
2.
have you been up to in Pokopia?
I have started Pokopia 2, meaning I have tried the Cloud Islands. Oh dear
Nice.
God, that's a dangerous place, Al.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean I feel like there'll be a place and time to talk about it in detail, but
There will be,
there
but you can talk about it a little bit
yeah.
just now.
I mean, okay, so I started it with our mutual friend Mark. You opened up an island and I popped by your island too. Um, wow. I mean, it's just first of all, it's randomly generated, right? Unlike Pallet Town, it's each Cloud Island's different, so that's an element of fun. Um, and two, unlike Pallet Island, you can't bring stuff from your other areas.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a challenge because beans are important to break those harder blocks. And how
Mhm.
do you get those? Well,
Although,
hmm
although, and yeah, maybe we're talking about it too much if we're going to talk about it in another episode, but your buffs carry over. So if you eat before you
Ooh,
go, then you can break blocks quicker that way.
I didn't
Obviously,
catch that.
it's not that efficient. You're not gonna
Yeah,
like eat a eat a steak and then head
yeah,
over to the Cloud Island, and once you run out,
yeah,
disconnect from the Cloud Island and eat another steak. It's not a
yeah.
very efficient way to do things, but yeah,
Yeah. 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 And you also have Magnemite, right? Like
yeah.
Magnemite is the answer to everything. So it's not like you don't have the tools, but just it's an interesting just how the setup is. Like build from scratch with your tools, but not necessarily all your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and again, RNG, the islands vary, so how you handle that is very cool. And I will just say the asynchronous nature of it, where I just set the island and Mark can visit while I'm sleeping and I'm playing when he's sleeping. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So yeah, no, very cool. Yeah, Cloud Island, great. It's just reinvigorated. Like I have stopped playing. But it's just a whole new obsession for me to dive into in the obsession. Um, let's see, other than Pokopia, I have actually finally booted up other games, Al. It's true. I did
What?
Tetris. There was a Tetris events for Mario Galaxy because the movie and the amiibo came out, and so they did a little Tetris event for Mario Galaxy. It's Tetris. It's good. The music was fine. I haven't seen that movie yet, sadly, but it got me to close Pokopia for a minute, so it's happened. I'm being weaned off, at least for now. Oh, that's I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's about the only interesting stuff going on. What about you, Al? What's up?
Yeah, obviously I've been playing Pokopia still quite a bit. I feel like I'm getting close to starting to wind down my
Mm,
playing on it, because as
sure.
we all know, I'm not like an infinite game player for most things.
Yeah.
And I So basically, I've got all of the areas, including Pallet Town now at environment level 10. So that was one of my
Yeah.
goals. It gets quite easy near the end, right? Like once you've kind of figured out how to do it and you've got
Oh yeah.
a lot of stuff, right? Like I have just chests full of beds and
Yep.
and chairs and uh doors and toys and all that stuff. You just like throw it all in your inventory and then you just figure out what environment they like. And then if they like a bright environment, you put them in a house with a bunch of lights. If they like a
Yep.
warm environment, you put them in a house with fires near it. If they like a dark, you put them in a cave away from the other two.
Yeah.
Humid, I just throw them in a lake, and you just put some stuff near them and they end up quite happy. And then you go
Yeah.
around giving them all berries and I think I got Pallet Town from not having done anything to level 10 in 2 days.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, you can absolutely do that. Like once you figure it out, yeah. Even if you don't have that much, like you can craft stuff easily enough. Like even the basic
yeah, I
stuff
I was
take you
probably
far.
doing things a little bit unnecessarily, right? Because obviously you can share things
Yeah,
between houses.
that too. Yeah.
But it's also simple stuff like if you have a legendary, then their happiness increases quicker than the others,
Oh,
and
really? I didn't
yeah,
catch that.
yeah,
Huh.
and if they're in either a block built house or one of the
Yeah.
the other houses,
Yeah.
they increase more quicker than if they're in a normal habitat.
Yeah, just the patch of grass and
Exactly.
dirt
So
in the field.
moving them all into houses, getting the legendaries in, and giving them, give them all a bed, give them all a toy, give them all a decoration, and you
Yeah.
very quickly build it up. So
Yep, you're halfway there.
you can
Yeah.
do it much more efficiently if you just have things between the houses as well, but I was
Yeah.
like, that's too much effort. So I just built my 6x6 squares and threw in the stuff that they needed,
Yeah.
and segregated them based on
Yeah. I saw
what they
I saw your
wanted.
Cloud Island. Each
Yeah,
each person gets their own, each three Pokemon get their own pit.
yeah, yeah. Um, so
Uh,
yeah, I kind of wish I found more joy in the designing of bigger things,
yeah.
and the making of nicer houses. I kind of wish I wanted to do that, but
Yeah.
I can't make myself want to,
Yeah. No,
and
it's
I've
fair.
kind of come to the realization that there's no point in trying if I'm not
Yeah,
enjoying that.
it's also hard kind of for a little bit, or it requires a lot of focus at the bare
Yeah,
minimum.
yeah,
Like I've been playing this game in human amounts of time, and I haven't done anything, worthy of being, viral on Twitter or whatever. Like I've restored some of the buildings in Saffron. I'm fixing up the SS and that's kind of nice, but those, already had the templates, right? Like that's not, constructing the world tree that dispenses all the fruit or whatever. Like
yeah.
it takes a certain something to do that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I don't blame you, but and it's also like I can understand why it's hard because sometimes choice paralysis, right? You have
Mhm.
18 colors of so many different things. How do you mix and match? And oh my goodness, it's a lot. But no, I get it. But hey, you're hitting all the checkpoints. That's good. You can wind down until the DLC drops.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, uh, I've got that. So all the environment levels up to 10. I've also my Pokedex has hit 190. So I'm getting there, and that's out of 303. Is that I think?
Yeah, are you gonna complete it?
I'm that's my current goal is getting to that point. I don't know if I'll get bored before that because 110 is still quite a lot to get, especially as most of them need new unique habitats.
Yeah,
But I don't know. We'll see. I'm currently so I literally just got the final legendary bird today. So I've got all three of them. And yesterday I got the final legendary beast. So I've got all three of them. So as I say, I've got both bells for Ho and Lugia. So that's what I'm aiming for. Hopefully I'll
yeah,
hear them soon and I can get them.
yeah,
I noticed that you don't actually, so I know you can re-encounter Volcanion and Mewtwo to get them to move into your
yeah,
town, but you don't
yeah,
need to do that for them to count in the Pokedex. So they're already registered in my
yeah,
Pokedex.
yeah.
So I don't know if I'll go through the effort of getting them just to get them to move into my town because that
Sure.
feels like something you would do if you cared about them, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I'm
Yeah.
just like at this point I want to get the Pokedex complete maybe, but
Yeah.
we'll see. So
Yeah.
110
That's
left to go.
yeah.
Let's see how I am in a week. I think. I think
Yeah.
I'll spend this week doing it, and if I'm getting pretty close by the end of the week, then I'll probably push through and get the final ones done.
Yeah.
But I suspect that'll be me done until some DLC comes out.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
as I say, like I'm not into like big. I tried to make like a big treehouse in Withered Wasteland, and I got there, and
Yeah.
I was reasonably pleased with it. But part of the problem is I'm just like, ugh, I just can't make it look as nice as other people, so I just look at it and
Yeah.
be disappointed. And so why do I bother putting in all that effort?
Theft of joy. Absolutely.
Which, yeah, I wish I could care less about
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. Like if I'm not
It's a
enjoying the designing process, and
it's
and
a human
also
thing. I don't blame
and
you.
also I'm not impressed with what I end up doing, and I think it doesn't look as
Yeah.
good as the other ones, then there
Yeah.
literally is no joy in that, right? If you just
Yeah.
enjoy making it, and at the end of it you're like, it's not as good as others, then at least you enjoyed the process of it. But
Yeah.
I didn't particularly enjoy the process of building it either.
Sure. Sure.
But
That's fair.
yeah, so
Um,
my pallet town is just like littered with habitats. So I'm currently just going through the list of
it's
habitats and building one.
yeah.
And then
It's enough space. Yep.
When I encounter a Pokemon, I check if they're the last one to get in that habitat. And if they are, I just leave them there. And if there's another one in that habitat, I move them into a house. And then that is how we're doing. So we'll see how I
Yeah.
go. I think I'm maybe halfway through the habitats. So that's
Hmm.
probably like most of the Pokemon I still have to get are just these unique habitats. Um,
Yeah.
which I think the annoying thing about it is the ones that only spawn in specific areas. So I'll need to go back to Sparkling Skylands and do specific habitats there
There's
because
very few of those, all
yeah,
things
but the
considered.
problem is I'm down to, when you've got more than half of them, it's like quite a
Yeah.
lot of a large percentage of what I've got left are
Mm,
in specific areas. That's the problem.
mm.
But
Oh, sure. I guess
We'll
something.
see.
Yeah.
We'll see where I am in a week. Because yeah, I'll spend this week playing it. Because we're now what a week and a half away from Tomodachi Life.
Oh,
So
that's
I'll
your hard stop, I
and
guess.
it's my hard stop before DLC probably.
Sure. Sure.
Unless I'm like
Um.
super close, in which case, I cannot see myself playing Tomodachi Life for weeks. That
Yeah.
I can see myself having fun for a few days, and it will be interesting to see how it goes. But I cannot see my life being like, oh, I must play more Tomodachi Life, right? Like it doesn't really feel like it's a me game. But I'm looking forward to at least trying it out and seeing how it goes.
Mm, sure. That makes sense. Um. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't played The Sims or Tomodachi Life, so I don't know if I'll get it. But I know the internet will shift towards it when it comes out, though.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I've obviously the demo's out, so I've been seeing some of the content.
Yep.
Despite Nintendo trying to stop you from seeing it, obviously people have just been recording it with their phones. So
Uh-huh. It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
we're still going to see people's slurs. It's just not going to be automatic. Makes it slightly more awkward to get them. All right,
Oh yeah.
that's what we've been up to. We're going to talk about some game news. Some news. First up, Paleo Pines, Kevin. Spinosaurus update's coming out on the 20th of
That
April.
took forever.
I know. I feel was it not last year that they announced it
Yeah,
sometime?
it definitely was.
And we're in April now.
Um,
That's mad.
and it was data mined to be like in the game, like at least some parts of it, like forever ago. Like near release,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And it's
So
interesting because you wouldn't think like just adding in one dinosaur would be such a big deal.
mm-hmm.
Like how long it would take.
Yeah, I don't know. Like yeah, I mean, okay, here's the thing, right? So like a lot from what I remember, Paleopines, right? There's certain skeletons or classes of dinosaurs where a lot of them are kind of not variations of each other, but they kind of have the same general shape or function, right? So you can see how you can, use the skeleton of one to get a head start on another design. So I
Yeah.
don't know if this is a brand new one. I don't know, like again, function wise, that there's a lot going on. I don't know, but it's just, and they've done this a few times where they just release like one dinosaur, and talked about it before. I'm not a big fan of that. Um, like it's not going to get me to boot it up. Just a single dinosaur, right? If you give me a batch of
What?
maybe I don't know 5 or whatever, maybe. But yeah. Um,
Interesting.
it's a
Okay.
shame too. I like the Spinosaurus.
Not enough. You didn't like it enough.
Not enough. Look at Spinosaurus and Pokopia. There is other stuff. There's what is it? Discoveries when shooting stars. That's cool. Um, you can decor and stuff like that. Um, adding more dialogue. That's a fun one. But yeah, I honestly didn't think I'd see another update. Like I just totally forgot about Paleopine. Or like
Yeah.
it was out of my mind. So I like if it never came out, I wouldn't have even thought about it.
Yeah. Well, we shall see, I guess. I'll see if Spencer is going to boot it up for the Spinosaurus or not.
Wow.
Next up, we have now. This is going to sound like it's a brand new game that we haven't talked about, but I promise you, we have talked about this game. So this game is called Village in the Shade. I have never said that phrase, and that's because this game is actually Honogurashi no Niwa, which up until this point we had assumed was going to be Japanese only, but they have announced that they are going to bring it, translate it to English as well, and the English name is Village in the Shade. So
I'm watching. This is Japan as we get. We're in the mountainy Japanese region overgrowth. It's very nice art. Let's see. I don't remember this. I vaguely remember it, but
yeah,
I
we
like the
we we
isometric
didn't talk
view.
about it a huge amount because obviously we were pretty sure it wasn't going to be coming. But yeah, so it is interestingly so the Steam page just says enjoy quiet countryside living in a Japanese village in this brand new farming game. Just make sure you know the rules or else. This is a horror game,
Wait,
and
is
it
this the
might.
horror game? The
This
one
is
gets
the horror.
terrifying?
This is the horror game. It might
Oh,
not be clear from that description, but this is a horror farming game.
I forgot. Oh, it's that one. Sick. Oh, I'm
So
down for that. Yeah.
in the description it says just make sure to follow a few simple rules. Don't talk to strangers, don't leave the village, and whatever you do, don't go out at night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the worst kind of. Those are like the 3 worst rules you can have. Um, you really, I
um
mean, unless you're like a little kid or whatever, but in general, if those are the village rules, bad things are out there. Sick. Very excited. Village in the shade. Sick.
they
Very
also
excited.
announced a couple months ago that there will be a setting where you can create a save file that is horrorless, as in it doesn't have any of the horror elements.
Oh, the ignorant uh save file where it's
Yeah.
fine. Don't worry about it.
So yeah,
um,
interesting. Um, I am looking forward to this.
Sick. Yeah, I am too. I wonder how well, we'll see. Like how horror are we going? Because
Yeah.
the more the better.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think if it weren't, I do think the horrorless version of it is interesting because I don't, looking at this, I'm not sure I would be interested in playing this game
Yeah.
if it was just that, because it's kind of
It's nice, but
generic.
nothing special. It's not standing out. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
problem, right?
exactly.
Like,
So I'm
yeah.
not sure who looks at this and goes, "Oh, that horror farming game. Yeah, let's play that, but turn off the horror." You know?
Like Pokopia, but you don't get any journal entries. Turn off the journal entries. Um,
So yeah,
uh,
we'll see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on that. Now that it's on Steam with some English description, hopefully they'll update the news and I can just follow it that way. Next we have Farlands. They have released their zero point 0.9 The Wedding update. It includes weddings, funnily enough.
yep, yep. No,
It includes 25 new events, obviously the weddings, and it says a much needed arc rework. And I'm not sure what that means.
I don't
Because
either.
I think the arc is their ship, I presume.
Okay.
I haven't played this
Uh,
game yet.
yeah, I haven't either. You know what? I'll say this: weddings, but in a game with a very substantial non-human population is
Mm.
something.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, yeah,
That's true.
I'm not. Yeah, I wonder because look, the poster or the image they're showing, you're marrying bunny person. So I wonder how. Gosh, that haircut looks awful on that bunny. But what? How far are we going? I don't know. So sky isn't even the limit. We're in space, so um. Yeah. Oh wait, I forget. There's eight batches of matches. Yeah, I don't know who it is. One of them is a bunny person. Can I marry a robot? I don't
I
know.
have no idea. And our final non-new game in news is Moonlight and Garland. They're now available on Nintendo Switch. So there you go.
Cool. Oh goodness.
This update also includes some new cats and dogs.
Yeah. It's good for you. Okay. Sorry. No, I'm just you, Pat.
Good for you. Well
Yeah.
done.
Like getting out on the
Sound
Switch
more
is good.
patronizing.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember what this game is. I don't even remember this game, but um,
That's because there
hey,
are
they
too
made
many
the
farming
Switch.
games now.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not even their fault. Um. Yeah. I
Well,
I don't.
I mean, they decided to make a farming game, so,
Yeah. That is true. Stop doing that, people.
Yeah, stop giving
Except
us
you,
games
Mega
that we
Force.
like. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, we also have
Uh,
two new games. We actually have more than that, but I decided only to have two this episode because I don't want to spend the entire episode talking about new games. Um, First up is Budgie's Bug Shop, a short incremental game about catching bugs and running a shop. Upgrade equipment, purchase game-breaking abilities, and maximize the profits of your Budgie-powered empire.
I okay. So first of all, the art is something like it's almost minimalistic.
I
It's
love how
it's
simple it is.
yeah, it's great. I'm a big fan of the art. The insects like I don't know what's going on with catching them, but it's chaotic really quickly.
Yeah,
Um, and there's combos and stuff like the the original or the basic thing. There's like this square. And there's bugs, and you're dropping like another square to catch them, but
yeah.
it
You're
starts
you're
filling
like
up really
drawing
fast.
over them essentially to
Yeah,
catch them.
yeah, as they're moving around. So that's interesting, right? It's not just swing your net. So maybe they're cooking something there. And then the shop is literally a white background and like a cash register and employee bird selling the bugs or whatever. There's a skill tree thing going on. I don't know what's going on. There's this is not particularly wide, but very deep. Um, I'm a
Yeah,
fan of this.
I'm definitely going
Um,
to keep an eye on this. It's got a planned release date of Q2 this year, and there is currently a demo.
ooh, good for them. I'm keen on this. There's just one other element, and you have to read between the lines here. It's budgies. The bird. You're a budgie selling insects to other budgies. So presumably everything's gonna get eaten.
Yeah,
You are running a supermarket, so I guess. Just there you go.
it's a specialist
I,
supermarket.
yeah.
Some of
I
these catching levels look like they're going quite busy, and it looks
yeah,
like you can set up multiple shop counters or something.
yeah,
So I feel like this game will start off really slow, but very
yeah,
because it said game breaking abilities. Like this is going to get quite
yeah.
weird quite quickly, I think.
Little vampire survivory does seem like that.
Possibly, or possibly paperclip game
Yeah,
or cookie clicker sort of thing, like where it
yeah,
feels really slow to start with, but once you've got a bunch of stuff, it's like everything's happening all at once.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. This does seem like cookie clicker just in general, right? Because I don't
Yeah.
see like an end goal. I don't imagine a story or anything. Like it looks like you're getting bigger and bigger.
I don't know.
Very
I wouldn't
fun.
be surprised if there's certainly some environmental storytelling, as you say,
I
because like you're a
guess.
budgie and like reading into that, maybe we get
Yeah.
some stuff there. I don't know.
This is a
We shall
short
see.
incremental game. Huh.
We'll keep an eye
Cool.
on it. And the other game to talk about is called Spirit Rancher. Spirit Rancher is a farming sim with a twist. All your crops are
Oh, oh,
alive. Every aspect
oh,
of nature has a
oh.
spirit that you can capture. Use them to fight, craft intricate ecosystems, and build a self-sustaining ranch. Ex- Explore the land of Spirit Rancher and paint life back into the world.
Okay, so at first I was being, little mean spirited because first of all, that name. Oof, oof, that's rough, guys. Sorry, just you playing the Yahtzee, right? What basic cottagecore words are we using against Spirit Rancher? And then farming game with twist. We've seen that before.
We love a twist.
Yeah.
It's Stardew
But
Bot.
yeah. But the actual thing where all your see, you're not even farming. It is ranching because you're putting things in a pen. So it's kind of like a Pokemon ranching thing, and they're doing stuff. There are looks like crops in general. Yeah, all right. You actually caught my interest. Some of the art's okay. Um, it's not chibi type proportions, so you're already standing out a little. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. You're using a paintbrush as a weapon tool thing. That's kind of cool. Um, yeah, I am genuinely intrigued. I'm sorry you have that name, but um, there is something here. No release date window. That's a shame. Oh, come on, Spirit Rancher. You gotta fight to keep me interested. Man, why do you have the star? And it's not just you, but the Stardew inventory just everywhere. Anyways, it's fine. The
All
designs are
right.
cute. I like the monsters. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
What
it,
else?
it looks nice. It certainly looks
Yeah.
nice. The question is whether that will translate to interesting gameplay or not.
Mm.
Always a
uh,
question. All
yeah.
right, that's the news.
Woo, we did it.
Now we are going to talk about, and I say we, I think Kevin will have a lot more opinions than me. We're going to talk about the personalities. So I've called it Pokopia Personalities. And I think it would be interesting to talk about the, not necessarily, well, maybe some individual Pokemon, but also just the personality of the game and
Mhm.
yeah, what it puts forward with the Pokemon and how they feel and how true they are to what you would expect. I think that might be interesting to talk about. So where do you want to start? I guess we've got
Mm.
300 Pokemon and they're all
Yeah.
mostly
All
unique.
right.
Although I will say there
Get
was one
ready.
point there was one point where I thought Roly Poly was interesting and unique because of the way it talked, and then I found another Pokemon that talked very much like it, and I was a little bit disappointed by that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how should I put this? I think that's a common experience. It happened to me too. Because as you're going through the story, like you're encountering Pokemon, and they have enough like personalities that they because yeah, kind of like Animal Crossing. There's a handful of Pokemon that share a same personality, same the certain type of dialogues and so on. Um, but it's a decent amount.
Mhm.
Right? Like I
Yeah,
don't
it's not
have them
just
all
five. It's not
categorized.
just seven repeated.
Yeah, yeah,
So it doesn't. You're not constantly bumping into the same ones all the time.
yeah. And at the very least, like I don't know if it's every single Pokemon, but at least when you meet them, like they will make, specific individualized dialogue
Mm.
about the Pokemon, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, I think I was probably being a little bit unfair when I talked about feeling the same. It's not. There was one. So when you ask a Pokemon to come with you, they'll always have a little thing they say, and Roly Poly says departure, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. It's very unique for that Pokemon. And then I came across two other Pokemon that also said departure
hmm
when you asked them to follow you. And so it's not that their whole personality was the same. It was like that one thing that felt
hmm
really unique about that one Pokemon then wasn't unique. But obviously, when you
yeah,
take everything together, right, like the fact that he's a little train,
hmm
that sort of stuff all put together, feels really nice. And it's like when I came across Carcoal first, I noticed that if you if you have Carcoal following you and you go on a train,
yeah. It
Carcoal will
just goes on the
just go on the
track.
tracks, and I love that
hmm
there's the detail of that of like individual Pokemon doing unique
So good.
things,
Yeah,
like that is yeah, that was super fun.
yeah. Because yeah, no, you're right. Because yeah, I mean, let's be realistic, right? 300 Pokemon, you're gonna need some stuff to carry over between, right? You're gonna need a
Yeah,
pool of dialogue or
there are not
personality
300.
mechanics.
There are not 300 different ways to say yes. I'm going to come with you.
Yeah. But they do a good job. Again, like each Pokemon will at least have the intro, like when you meet it from the habitat, it'll talk about itself. And so like they do a good job of having enough variety and all these different areas, how the Pokemon are spread out. Like you don't start feeling any repetition until late game, I would say, well past story completion.
Mhm.
And it doesn't help that, or I mean, it helps that you have the NPCs, right, which are totally unique. Um, so they did a good job of adding enough variety to spice up the game. But yeah, so where do we start? I mean, okay, first of all, is Tank Master still the best? The answer is yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think
Tank
all of the
Master's
ones that
incredible.
are unique versions of Pokemon, which Master
Hmm.
definitely is, because although the most of the character's design is the same, her hammer
Yeah,
is different than a normal hammer, and it's
yeah,
quite a fun design of a hammer. It adds to the like tinkering aspect
yeah,
of Master, the addition of other tools to the hammer. Um, but I think, yeah, all of them are interesting in and of themselves. They're probably the top tier of the Pokemon. Even Moslax, who is basically just Snorlax.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
his personality isn't really any different, other than the fact that he literally will never move. Um, Other than that, like he's basically the same, right? Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I think they're all particularly interesting. But yeah, Tinkmaster is the most interesting and unique character in the game.
yeah. 100%. So excuse me. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so I mean, I talked about the NPCs in the episode Johnny bit, so we don't have to hash over them, but
Yes.
I think they were all well done. I don't know if there's any others you want to talk about. It's interesting. Some, well, they're not even NPCs, but like the legendary Pokemon, obviously they get a little story bit, and so you learn about them. But then when you can recruit them later to live with you, they just become, a standard Pokemon. There's nothing too much special about them. If anything, the one of the few you can't actually recruit to live with you, Kyogre continues to stand out because he's such a limited experience. They made him different, and he's also one of my favorites because I think it's really funny. They just gave him a deep Southern drawl.
Yeah, I think it's also fun that it isn't just the one time you encounter him as well. You can encounter him multiple times, but it will happen like randomly, which is fun.
And in different areas. I didn't know that till this week.
Yeah.
Blew my mind when he showed up at Bleak Beach, but it was like, hey, what's up? And yeah, that was
Yeah.
hype.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, good job with the NPCs. Okay, so let's start thinking the other Pokemon. What's I think fun is that a lot of the story or the personality is already painted before you even recruit them or talk to them because the habitats tell you a lot
Mm.
about them, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So like for example, I was getting Pomo and Pomot.
mhm.
And you access them through cafe related habitats.
Yeah,
Which is like not really something you would think about that Pokemon in like Scarlet and Violet, but
yeah,
it's a fun idea of like these are the cafe Pokemon.
yeah. They like hanging around food. Which sure. I mean, they're
Why not?
yeah. Most people use Palmo to crush your paint to get the berries, right? Because
Yeah.
it's one of the few that spawn in Bleak Beach with that ability. But but yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon. Uh, Now Metagross is has four brains and super computer level intellect. But did you also know he's a dank Twitch streamer because you have to assemble a habitat out of all the gaming furniture to spawn Metagross, which is hilarious to me. Um, Absolutely one of my favorites. Um, a lot of the ghost Pokemon actually will pop out of this one habitat. I forget what it's called, but it's basically like a TV and a trash dump.
Hmm.
And the reason for that, I don't know if you've seen it, Al, because they spawn out of the television, so it's like abandoned television,
Oh,
spooky
interesting. Yeah.
vibe. Ghost pops out, it's like the Sadako or whatever. Which is very fun. And so there's just all sorts of habitats like this that I absolutely adore.
Yeah, speaking of that,
Um,
I like the evolutions where you're basically like creating a tea party
yeah,
for them.
Yeah, that's great.
It's very EV related, right? Like it's
Yeah.
time to throw a tea party for everyone, and you get all their favorite foods.
Yep, Cafe Remix. I like the foods too that they have to stay on brand, right? Like Glaceon gets a blue slushy.
Yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
somebody who is it Flareon that gets the pizza? I
I think so.
because
Yeah, I was a little bit expecting it to be the burnt cookies, but that was Jolteon. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why is Jolteon burning the cookies?
Because Flareon's basic, and so that's all you get, Flareon pizza. Um,
Yeah, and Sylveon gets this like ridiculous over the top ribbon cake.
yeah, yeah. Oh
Oh,
man,
that's
that's
fun.
great.
Yeah.
It's really funny how like they give you those missions, but some of them are a lot harder than others.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Yep. I still have to. I actually did yesterday. I just the like power 50 things with electricity.
yeah, yeah.
I literally just went and created 50 tills and just put them all out and connected them up with 10 generators, 10 of the
Oh,
mini
that's
generators.
amazing.
And I was like, there,
That,
done.
that's incredible. Oh, that's
It's
good.
sadly I don't think you can rush the build 15 houses one. I think
Yeah,
that'll just take me some time, but
yeah,
I might try and get a bunch of the 15-minute builds and use
yeah,
those instead. I'm
yeah.
stuck with one flower. I can't figure out. There's a flower I'm missing that haven't bloomed, and I can't figure out which one it is.
Ooh.
I'm annoyed
Uh-oh.
about that. I have 11 out of 12
Lime them up.
flowers. Yeah,
Line them
I
up.
know.
Oh,
It's going to be it's effort. Come on.
effort. Yeah, yeah.
Um, and
Um,
what's the other? There's one more that I've not done as well, and I can't remember what that one was. Oh, no, I thought I had it.
yeah. I haven't done most of them to be honest, because like some of them, yeah, like you said, the power 50 objects, you got to be a little intentional there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, the evolutions are great. What a fun little implementation, and in Pallet Town, right? The kind of blank slate.
Yeah.
Good use there. I think man, I'm thinking sorry, I'm just thinking of Pallet Town. You got the altars, right, for the three birds.
Hmm.
Like it's wild how big those are. They're really big. Um,
Do you know what I find interesting is the legendary birds and the legendary beasts have the least unique personalities of any Pokemon in the game. They
yeah,
all just kind of feel pretty generic to me.
yeah, and similar, yeah, because they're kind of dignified and formal and whatever. Yeah, I agree with that. Probably because yeah, I don't know, because yeah, I get they're not they're all the same personality, like you said, right? Like very similar. Um, that's probably the problem.
Yeah. I feel
You
like
know,
they
it's
probably could have put more into them, right? Because like
yeah,
they are different, but I mean they
yeah,
spawn in different areas, but that was
yeah,
really it. Like Entei and Suicune and Raikou, they just feel like the same character to
they
me.
do. You know, when I discovered, I forget, I think it's Suicune first. Obviously I wasn't, or it was early on, so I wasn't prepared. I didn't realize like that's how you met them. Like it was just a
Oh
random
yeah.
encounter. And so,
That's quite a jump scare then.
yeah, yeah. So the question then is, okay, what do you do with? I have Suicune. What do you do with it? So I go back to the Weathered Wastelands because you're using Drifloon. And I had built a little 6x6 house for myself as Ditto, with the roof and everything. It was a nice little house, with like a bookcase and a sofa and a bed. So I was like, oh, you know what? Go ahead, just become my roomie. And well, until I think of otherwise. Well, within the next couple of days, I have all three beasts becoming my roommates in the house. So it gets pretty crowded
That
in
feels
there.
like quite a dangerous house to live in.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh man. But yeah, that's you know what? Oh, you know what else I think the problem is? Their interaction when you meet them isn't the same like other Pokemon. I think that might be part of the problem with the beast specifically.
Possibly, but like
Um,
you still could be doing something in that, right? Because there are, yeah, you interact with each other like, oh, I haven't seen people for ages. Oh, you're building a town. Let me come live there. They all say that,
yeah.
and it's like,
That's
okay,
exactly
okay, fine,
yeah,
sure.
that's the problem.
But even
That's
when
what I'm
they're
saying.
living in
They
your
didn't do
town,
it.
they're not really doing anything different, right?
No,
It's like, oh, I
yeah,
can, like, sure, they have different abilities, but that's
yeah.
it. They don't really.
Yeah.
they don't really interact with other Pokemon in the same sort of way. Like for example, one of the ones that I found early on that was a quite funny interaction was Machoke and Machamp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because one random like I got Machoke first, and he was like just trying to talk about uh working out to every Pokemon, and no
Mm-hmm.
one seemed to be interested in it. They were all just kind
Yeah.
of ignoring him and like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. And then and then I spawned Machamp in the same area. And so they were both like then talking about it and really excited about it. And like they ended
Yeah.
up doing like a flex off. They were like, oh, look at my
Yeah.
muscles. And it's
Yeah.
just really
Yeah.
funny how the fact that they were having like you could actually almost see the disappointment in my joke when nobody would talk to him, and then so excited when finally someone
Yeah.
will talk to him about working out.
Hmm, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean the interactions in general are pretty phenomenal, right? The specific ones with special dialogue. I
Yeah,
think we all know
the other big one that people like is the Bulbasaur and Paris one.
that's the one I was about to bring up,
Yeah,
right? That's the one that's famous and
so
horrifying
sad.
and easy to trigger.
Yeah,
Um, uh, When I got an interaction, I don't know if you have to have a specific condition, but I had one between Heracross and Pinsir.
right.
Um,
Yep, I've seen that one as
and
well. Yeah.
okay, but here's the thing. Um, at the end of I have to check because I feel like either I'm incredibly lucky and everything just lined up, or there's a little extra something because they start talking and they start arguing and fighting and talking about their horns and whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and then at the end of the dialogue, they mention one of them. They mention, "Well, good not to see your face again, and I'm glad I don't live with you." But they actually did live with each other in the same house. Um, so again, I don't know if that's just specific because of that scenario or just it really lined up and it was really funny.
I think it's
Um,
just I think they all say that.
oh, they do. Well,
Yeah,
it's just
because I
really
think
funny because they in
that's
fact do live in the same
yeah,
place.
that's funny.
Um, but yeah, that's another popular one.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
good
trying to
one.
think what other interactions. I mean, obviously there's so many of them, and you have to line them up, so it can be hard to see them. But I've seen some online. Dragonite and Metagross are pretty good. Um,
Oh, of course,
I
there's
don't.
uh Carvanite and Tinkmaster is of course a funny one
Oh, I haven't seen that one. What's that one? Tell me,
because
tell me.
they spawn in the same
Yeah,
give me a minute.
in the Skylands. Yeah.
I'm trying to I can't remember what it was but I need to
Here, I'll try to see if
I
I can find
think
it.
it was uh I think that one was more less visible, and it was more just kind of like uh there wasn't like a specific conversation they had. It was just kind of things that they yeah, here we go. So they don't specifically talk about it, but when they're nearby, Tinkmaster will start polishing their hammer
Really,
and Corviknight
really.
walks away from them.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So it's more it's unsaid, but it's there, it's
Yeah.
subtle.
Yeah, which is wild, right? Because that's another little extra step. Because all the Pokemon will quote unquote talk to each other and just then they're emoting towards each other, and you can kind of figure out some stuff. But there are some specific interactions like that. Have you seen Mimikyu and Pikachu?
I haven't. No, I've actually not spawned Pikachu. I've spawned Mimikyu. I love how Mimikyu spawns with the
Yeah,
Pikachu sofa and the Pikachu
yeah,
plush
yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's such a on brand thing for Mimikyu.
It's perfect. Yeah, I've seen it where again similar to Tinkaton and Corviknight, like Mimikyu and Pikachu will quote unquote talking like there's no dialogue, but you'll see Mimikyu just lash out at Pikachu, just like straight up attack with Shadow Claw or
Oh,
whatever, and Pikachu starts crying, and Mimikyu's all happy.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's funny.
it's really great. All these specific little interactions. Of
I
course, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan start sparring. That's a photo op moment. It's great. Um,
I think this is where because we're just in general terms we were talking about how it's kind of like Animal Crossing in a way where you have like kind of similar personalities, but I think the where this works much better and I'm sure you will agree with this, is that yes, they can be similar because people have personalities. There are similar personalities and people might say similar things, but they still all feel unique in a way, right? Like the fact that in Animal Crossing, you're never going to have that sort of thing, right? You have communications between different things, like you'd have between the jock and the I can't remember there's like a nerd personality, isn't there? But I can't remember what it's called.
I'm
Uh,
sorry, could you repeat that now?
the personality types in Animal Crossing. I can't remember what their names are. There's a jock
Oh, I
one,
mean,
but
it's
there's
like
the
jock, grumpy.
yeah, I can't remember the one, but like the jock
Yeah,
will like personality will have like certain interactions with the other the other personalities, but
yeah,
don't you'd never really have unique ones between different characters, right? Like you're not going to
yeah,
have Raymond specifically having a conversation with Judy and there's only one, there's a line of
right.
dialogue that only happens between those two characters.
Yeah,
So I think that's where Pokopia works much more interestingly
yeah,
because yes, there are some things that are generic, but there are so many things that will only happen between two individual characters rather than
yeah.
two personalities.
Yeah, absolutely. And in like Animal Crossing's defense, or I guess like Pokopia has an advantage because it's these Pokemon are established, right? Like through the anime, through other
Sure.
games, Pokedex entries, like there's expectations and directions. But you're right. I mean, even in Animal Crossing, where maybe you don't have to do character to specific character, at least they could do, I don't know, animal categories, right? Like have cats and dogs have specific interactions
Yeah,
where they
yeah,
argue more or whatever, right?
yeah, exactly. Because there's like what 30 different jocks, but there's only gonna be a couple of jock cats, and so you would end up seeing
Yeah,
things much less often if you did it like that. That's a really good point. Yeah, the specific
yeah,
combinations of animal and personality would certainly make that all more unique.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and yeah, yeah, it is like it's a shame because New Horizons is obviously the worst offender of this issue.
Mhm.
Right, because in the other ones they're at least more developed. Like
Yeah.
maybe not specific special interactions, but they were more developed personalities. But well, I guess we'll see next round if they change it, and who knows? Like I think it's interesting to see or to think, right? Like what lessons if Animal Crossing will take notes from Pokopia? Because I think like Pokemon obviously is learning lessons from Pokopia's release and
Yeah.
incredible success. I don't, I think other people at Nintendo probably will take notice. Animal Crossing obviously being in the same neighborhood, the same wheelhouse, like they might want to take down some notes.
Yeah, I
So
certainly
it
think they
would be
should be
interesting.
doing that in terms of personality and
Yeah,
communications and stuff like that. I think that
yeah,
actually, as someone that like, I think that Animal Crossing would be better for me if certain things happened. I actually think they should go the opposite of what I like, and they should make it more curated and uh
yeah,
more story driven and more like less sandboxy. Not
yeah,
because I would prefer that. I would dislike that more. But I
yeah,
think that if you're competing, I mean, you're not competing with Pokopia, right? They're both Nintendo.
yeah,
But if you're competing with Pokopia, you want to do what you do better rather than
yeah.
just trying and being like we don't want Animal Crossing to just turn into Pokopia, right? Because
Oh,
then
unless,
then it wouldn't be Animal Crossing.
yeah,
But as I've
yeah,
mentioned
yeah,
on the podcast before, the problem is if they do that, they'll probably have fewer sales because I think that people like
yeah.
what the people like more people like New Horizons than did like
Clearly,
New Leaf, right? Because it's not like
well, well, yeah. I mean that's maybe a separate conversation, but there's a lot of factors there. One's on the 3DS for
yeah,
one.
sure, but like it's not like the 3DS sold no copies, right?
Yeah, but and also one,
Like the 3DS sold 75 million. That's still
yeah,
a lot of units, right? Like that's
yeah, it
not
is.
we're not talking about the Wii U here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Anyway,
I
let's
guess
stop
you're right.
talking about Animal Crossing.
Yes,
So
let's talk about the better kid.
I feel like we've talked about the kind of the generics of things. We talked about some of the specific interactions and personalities
Yeah.
that we like well. Is there anything we could just spend an hour talking about every individual Pokemon, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
interesting. Kevin's like, oh, I wanted to do that. Um,
Yeah. Uh,
is there anything else important that we need to talk about in terms of Pokemon and their personalities and their interactions and stuff like that you think we've missed?
I'm trying to like not specifically. I'm trying to think like we've covered I think the basics. Like I will say like in general, and I mentioned it, but like Pokopia is great at environmental storytelling, which you guys talked about a
Yeah.
lot in the last episode, right? And that again bleeds over to the Pokemon, not just their habitats like specifically, but even the areas they spawn in, or you know what the kind of the because you can have a Pokemon spawn in different areas, but like they'll the example in the Pokedex saying this Pokemon would it's the example habitats in the yellow grass, so it's supposed to be in Bleak Beach or whatever. So it's a lot of it just very thoughtful. But yeah, no, like generically speaking, I think we've covered the basics. I'm trying to think. I think this. I will. Oh, you know what? So we talk about the NPCs, but one thing I that is a little easier to gloss over, like there's a handful of Pokemon that aren't, special named NPCs, but they're still part of the story, so they get a
Mm.
little limelight, right? Like they're required encounters, so they get extra dialogue. The Pokemon that give you
Yeah.
missions, right? Piplup, Trubbish, was it Gardevoir? I'm just listing off a whole
Yeah.
bunch,
Yeah.
but every area there's a host of Pokemon that are required encounters because they give you the missions and you have to go through quests. So those Pokemon certainly get extra dialogue. Like Piplup was fantastic. You spend a lot of time with Piplup, but just great. And so again, it's not a special Piplup, doesn't have a name, but I think it's nice that they did have a big cast of even generic Pokemon. Um,
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I particularly enjoyed the Graveler Machoke interactions in the story
yeah,
as well. Like
yeah,
stuff like that was fun to encounter.
yeah.
Especially with how anticlimactic that whole thing became, right? Um,
Yeah, I
it was really
forgot
well
about
done.
that. That was great. Oh man, oh man, even the missions themselves. I mean, the Slowpoke mission is just a masterpiece, right? Like,
I think
oh my,
what it was very ballsy having that so early in the game.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
think you could be like, why are we doing this so early? Because it will put people off playing the game. But
yeah,
actually, I think it just makes you like the game more because you're like, this is so ridiculous. I hate this. But this is also so much fun at the same time.
yeah, and it's hilarious, and you could only do that with Slowpoke to start with, right? Because I mean that literally the name. But they just lean into it, and it's great. And they only do it twice. It's really funny. Like you'd think they would have done more missions where you have to build specific paths or whatever, but no, just the twice. So really, more than anything, it just yeah, like it's just a positive impression of an interaction with Slowpoke.
Yeah.
Um, but um, but yeah, like again, it's very hard. It's called gameplay, quote unquote, but to integrate the story missions with the Pokemon personalities. I think that was very well done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I can't, man, I want DLC because I want more of this, right? Like, I mean, the new biomes, locations, or whatever. But we're gonna get new characters, new Pokemon, new missions. That'll be, oh, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be the real highlight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do and like how good they can continue being with that, right? Because
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Um
yeah.
we'll
Oh,
we'll see how it goes.
yeah. Well,
All right.
I think. Oh wait, no, I promised I have to do this. I just want
Go
to
for it.
anti shout out how Voxel, Spawn Toxel, he's just an iPad kid. He's just an iPad and drinks, and he just lays there lazily. Um, that was hilarious to me. Like he's just a spoiled, rotten iPad kid. What good, and that's a required spawn for one of the missions too. Oh
Oh
man.
yeah.
Oh, good for you, Omega Force. You thought
I've
this
not
through great.
encountered that one actually. Where what was that
Wait,
in?
oh really? Have you not done the Pikachu, the post game mission?
No, I haven't.
Oh, so okay, well, so once
There's
you
a lot of like
was it Chef?
small missions that I've not done.
Okay, so there's one for Pikachu. I think it's not. I don't think it's post game necessarily, but at least when you do the Sparkling Skylands, so after you bring Pikachu to the building or whatever, I think at least that. Um,
Uh-huh.
you get a mission from Pikachu to help. Because remember the story, it gave up all its electricity to help its friends. Pikachu wants you to find its friends, basically.
Okay.
And so you have to go to the other three areas. You go to the wastelands, the ridge, and the beach to spawn the friends. There's a Pichu, a Toxel, and Dene, I think it is. Um,
Right.
and so Toxel's habitat to spawn it is literally just an iPad and I think like the party cups,
Okay.
or snack or something like that. So it just watches the iPad and and just eating and just being lazy. It has kind of that animation where it's just laying down on its side looking at the iPad.
Fair
Um,
enough.
so yeah, so that was a fun little one. But oh yeah, and you should do the Chef Dente post game mission too. That's a fantastic one.
Yeah,
But
I've
I
not done that
digress.
yet, but it's on my list to do.
Yeah, you do that before you drop the game. Um, but yeah, okay. Um, I think I've said my piece. Yeah, I think I could go an hour longer talking about every Pokemon, but I'll spare everyone the misery.
It's all right. I'm sure people will be asking for that at some point. So
That
we'll do a greenhouse episode, which is just a solo Kevin episode of Kevin talking about all of the Pokemon
all
that he likes.
tier tier lists of all the Pokopia Pokedex.
Yeah,
I'd
go
be
for it.
down.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. All right, I'll do it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Kevin, for joining me for this episode. I'm sure
Thank you,
we'll run
Alan,
out of
for
Pokopia content eventually, but not yet.
no, not as long as I'm here.
Is there anything you would like to share with the audience?
No, just yes, good. Yeah, I've got nothing. I felt like I had something specific. No, that's I'm good. I
All
look,
right.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, you can find the podcast on Tumblr and on Blue Sky at THS Pod. You can send us feedback from our website, harvestseason.club. I want you to tell me, listeners, what your favorite Pokemon in Pokopia is and tell me why. What is
Yeah,
it that they do that you love so much?
put in the feedback.
You can also find links on our website, links to everything to do with the podcast, including our Patreon, patreon.com/THSpod, where you can support the podcast, get access to our Slack, where we talk about lots of things. Anything, what happened this week that we can tease people about? Oh, I was asking for a Pokopia tracking app. Nobody had one. So if you know of a Pokopia tracking app, come to me. Tell me, please.
They gave you the journal, Al. Is that not enough for you?
No, it is not. You also can get access to our bonus episodes of the podcast, which, yeah, we'll have some more soon. I haven't had any for a few weeks, but we'll get there. We'll add some more in soon. Um, Maybe we should do one talking about the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah, I didn't ask you about it. I know you saw it, but I haven't seen it. But I don't know when I'm going to see it. But
Oh, come on.
okay, I've heard things, but like,
You can ask
I
me
mean, oh,
things if you want confirmation of things.
yeah, I mean, I know enough to the things. Just like, okay, is Fox does Fox have a role in the movie? Let's say that is, or is it just a
Yes.
cameo? Okay, Fox
Yes.
has a role. Okay, yeah, good, good, good. All right, I'm down for that. Can't wait to
All
see the movie
right.
out.
That's everything. Thank you, Kevin, for joining me again.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, listeners, for listening. And until next time, have a good
Good
harvest.
harvest. Woo.
The Harvest Season is created by Al McKinley with support from our patrons, including our pro farmers Kevin, Stuart, and Elisa. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode. Oh goodness, I just noticed that I have a sorry. I was literally sitting there with my Tidal Bell on Pokopia, waiting to see if I could see
Yeah.
anything. And then
Mm.
I just looked at the screen and Ho-Oh has just been. And I'm like,
Wrong
okay,
one. Nope.
how did I miss it? Fine, whatever. At least I needed one more of his rainbow feathers before I could make
Mm.
his bell. Maybe it's not, is it the clear bell? I lose track of which one's which. I had the Lugia bell. I didn't
Yeah.
have the Ho-Oh bell yet, but that was the
Yeah.
last feather I needed. So I can just sit here and
Yeah.
wait. I've turned what I've done. This is so very me. I have changed the audio settings so so that um I
You're splitting the audio so you
I,
can hear
I'm
in one
I'm
ear the cry.
no, not that bad. No, I have I've turned down the music, I've turned down the sound effects, and I've turned up the Pokemon cries so that hopefully I will actually hear Ho-Oh or Lugia's um call when they come by. We'll see.
It's a shame you've been playing without audio. Like for real, though, music's great in this game.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's genius.
I haven't been doing it completely without audio. Like
Hmm.
as with most games, I will have it on for a little bit. I want to hear how things are. But the problem is I do other things while I'm gaming, and so I don't have the
Yeah,
music
no, that's fair.
most of the time. That's just how
Yeah.
I do games. But I have heard some of it, and I agree with
Hmm.
what I've heard has been nice. It's kind of it seems like it's mostly kind of music that's based on the music from the original games.
Yeah, just
It's like,
remixes, but
yeah,
they're very pleasant
remixes.
remixes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. You can listen to this music without playing the game. So, like, why not?
That's true. That I do that sometimes at work because that Dream On music, that's a good one. It's the brain right. Oh,